Some of the smartest people in a room you'll ever meet don't have a PhD, a corner office, or a bunch of letters behind their name. They got their education from life. And welcome to Hidden in Plain Sight, the podcast about the parts of ourselves people don't always see, the struggles, the lessons, the setbacks, the resilience, the growth. I'm Extrovergent, and today we're talking with the Intellectual Gangster, the person who learned how to read the room before they read a textbook, the person who understands people, strategy, survival, relationships, business, and life because they had to, the person who can sit at a boardroom table, a neighborhood cookout, a community meeting, or a family gathering and be respected in every room. Because intelligence isn't always measured by degrees. Sometimes it's measured by what you survived, what you've built, and what you've learned along the way. Today, we're talking about wisdom, hustle, resilience, street smarts, and what it really means to turn life's lessons into success. So let's get into it. What does it mean to be an intellectual gangster to you?
To be able to handle yourself in any situation at any time. It doesn't take a lot to stand on business. It just takes the right attitude and the right mindset. For the most part, intellectual gangster, that's somebody that knows how to move strategically because they had to learn how to watch their back and how to read people because it could cost them their life or put them in a bad predicament. So you have to know how to maneuver and adjust, be flexible and versatile at the same time, but at the same time stay on your toes.
I can respect it. So, do you think street smarts and book smarts are different or just different forms of intelligence?
To be honest, book smarts is what somebody teaches you. Somebody has a curriculum for you to learn. Life has no curriculum. Life is on the go. Life is fly by night, seat of your pants type stuff. Either life throws you in the deep end and either you're going to sink or you're going to swim. And then the crazy part about that, the deep end got piranhas and sharks and all kinds of stuff in there. So you just not just floating for your life, but you also could be prey amongst a bunch of predators. So it's different things that coincide with that. So I figured that they two different learning techniques. One you pick up yourself and one somebody gives you.
You have a lot going on for yourself, but why do you think you were in the streets? Did it have something to do with environment or survival? Why do you think you're in the streets in your adolescence?
Because my grandma stopped buying me sneakers. Long story of midget. She told me she can't put them in a pot and cook them. So that was over. And I was just getting in high school. You know how that go. So next thing you know, got out to Park Ave, man, where I made my first couple of dollars, man. You know what I mean? So, that's how that went.
Who were some of your mentors?
Some of my mentors, man. Hutchinson and Duncannon. Shout out to all my OGs on Hutchinson and Duncannon. I'm going to tell you like this. If anybody asks me who raised me, I'm going to say my grandmom and my OGs. That's who you talking to. You know what I'm saying? See, I can name names, you know what I mean? But there's too many of them to name. So that wouldn't be fair to give a few names out there and I can't get them all. Because I took bits and pieces from a lot of people from what I thought was tangible from them. So in that case, you know what I'm saying? I'll leave the names out, but they know who they are. Shout out to Hutchinson and Duncannon. Shout out to Logan, parts of South Philly. You know what I mean? Then I ain't gonna be honest. And then other parts of the world, I've been in a lot of places, seen a lot of faces. So, I've had a lot of conversations with people. So it's a lot of mix. It's a lot of mix.
Okay. So is that why when I was talking to you earlier, I was asking you who your mentors were, and you said something really deep. What was that?
I said you speaking to them. I said you speaking to all of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, whatever you like about me or you don't like about me, that's why I say blame my OGs and my grandma, because that's who raised me. You know what I'm saying? Those are the motivating factors in the person that you are, plus this thing called life. Even jail shaped me. You know what I'm saying? I had a stint in jail where I had a life skills course, and it opened my eyes to stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nothing is accidental in life. Everything is intentional. That's why I'm not scared to struggle, because the struggle shows you who you are, what you made of. You know what I'm saying? It shows you actually what you got.
So you made me think about something. Was jail actually helpful for you? Because I know that can be a rough place. I've never been, but I know it's definitely not for the faint-hearted.
You know, jail is supposed to be a correctional facility, right?
But does it really correct people?
Depends on, it's like this. There's two ways you can come out of jail. You can come out better or you can come out worse. Because either you might be scared straight or you're going to adapt more crime because you more meeting more criminals, learning more fucked up ways. You understand what I'm saying? Or like they say, do your time, don't let your time do you. You know what I'm saying? I was in there reading, writing, exercising, praying, stuff like that. I had time. I was like a scientist in the lab. I was able to put things together and, formulate plans and strategies and stuff. And my mom said to me on one stint that I had, she said, when you come out, show them who Salim really is. And that's the person that you're talking to right now.
You took that experience and you ran with that. I mean, you're out here hustling, doing a damn thing, doing things the right way, and you need a why. I think what happens is a lot of people don't have a why, or their why isn't, significant enough to go out there and do better or do the damn thing. So for your hustle, your flow, and all of that, what is your why?
Like I was saying before, it took me to go to jail to figure that out. And my why is my kids. They're the reason why I was throwing rocks at the penitentiary. You understand what I'm saying? They were the reason why I get up every day. I might go to sleep at 1 o'clock and still get up at 5 o'clock because I know I got people that depend on me, that's looking for me to provide and to protect them in the ways that I can, that real men's supposed to. Like I said before, the Godfather said, a man that doesn't take care of his family is not a real man.
That's deep. And I think the good thing about you is you did not let your past define you. And you can also use that as an experience to tell your story. The fact that you got locked up, you were doing some things that people didn't approve of, and you're out here doing a damn thing, being successful in your career, showing your family what needs to be done, and setting the example. Now, with all of that and understanding your past and where you came from, I get it. Well, I don't get it because I didn't experience, but I understand that you had to survive. So, have you ever had to unlearn a survival skill that no longer serves you once you became successful?
Why would I do that? Why would I unlearn a survival skill? It helped me survive.
There's healthy survival skills and unhealthy survival skills. I think it's all in how you apply it.
And see, there you go. And see, tomato, tomato. That's what we would say about that one.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing about that. So you got to understand, survival techniques are survival techniques. Remember when I said earlier in our pre convo, where I said where my OGs told me to get it how you live?
Yes.
That goes for anybody out there that's listening and sees this. Get it how you live. Unfortunately, it's women out here having sexual acts for money to feed their kids. It's people out here stealing and boosting. It's people that's robbing. It's people that's scamming. It's people that's working 9 to 5. Like, you can't, that's why they say you can't knock the hustle. Because what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But that don't mean that we all should be doing it. It's just a simple fact of how your situation is set up, how your mindset is, like you said, your environment, what resources you have. Some people are some fortunate, some less fortunate. Some get it, some get acquitted. So it's like to the point of it's like you have to do what you can do. You can't worry about nobody else. You shouldn't worry about nobody else because they're worrying about them. So focus on you. And that means your survival skills, your survival tactics, and whatever measure it is that you had to take care of you and yours. That's just real simple. It's real plain. It's all about self-preservation.
I like that. Every time I talk to you, you always say some deep shit that makes me go, hmm.
And you know what's crazy?
What's that?
Everybody that talks to me, they have that same thing. It's because I make them think. I make them think. When I ask people questions, right? When we have our conversation with whoever I'm talking to, I ask them a question And the answer isn't for me. The answer is for yourself. When I ask you a question, it's not for you to answer. It's for you to sit there and think about what's going on in your situation, or what you need to do, or what can you do better, or what you shouldn't do, or if I give a different perspective, I shed a different light on the situation. I go like this. I go like that.
Yeah.
I go like that to the situation.
I
You know
mean,
what
you
I'm saying?
literally just did that a few minutes ago when I asked you the question about unlearning a survival skill. You made me think and then pretty much answer my own question and reflect on something in a way that I would have never thought of before.
And there we have it.
When we were talking earlier, you changed my perspective on something else because we were just talking about how we were talking about, spelling and everything. We were talking about math, and you said something about algebra. And I was just like, algebra? I don't know about algebra. People talk about you're never going to use algebra, you're never going to use it again, and so forward. I don't like algebra. And you came from a whole nother perspective. What is it that you said about algebra earlier?
Algebra is for critical thinking. Algebra is always a formula to a situation, because you know what the bottom line, you know what made me think of that? Because it's
What's
always
that?
different variables. That's the thing about algebra. That's what algebra is about, variables. It's
Mm.
always different variables in your situation. People, places, things, environments, your mindset. You know what I'm saying? So that pretty much was the thing that brought it to my attention. And I was having a conversation with somebody. And I said that word is always, and I said, I said, damn. And boop, the light bulb went off. I said, that's what the fuck algebra was for. Because it's always different variables in your situation. And that what makes up the formula of the problem that you have to solve. So once you know the different variables, which you know what X and Y is, then you can equal your Z. You can formulate, you can plot and plan, and you can sit there and you know what to do now. Because see, here's the thing, right? And this is for everybody that's out here listening. Stop focusing on the problem. That's where all the negative comes from. You know what the problem is. So focus on the solutions. Because here goes the positive feelings. Here comes the perseverance, the determination. You know what I'm saying? The savvy, the moxie. We're not going over here with the anxiety and the stress and the worry and the fear.
That's some deep shit right there. I like it.
Yeah. Hey, listen, when you talk to me,
You
baby,
hitting bar. You be hit you every time. You stay hitting bars
listen, man,
every
listen,
time.
listen. When you talk to me, baby, you need your scuba gear on. You hear me? Every time you talk to me, you need your scuba gear on, baby, because we going deep in this motherfucker, man. I'm a shark, man. Right now, y'all swimming with a shark without no cage. You don't have no cage around you right now. Yeah.
But what if they don't know how to swim?
And guess what? Then they bound to drizzle. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I'm also a lifeguard. I could throw you something, but you gotta be out there wanting to catch it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta save yourself. And see, another thing is sometimes people in our position, right? We have to save people from their self also. You understand what I'm saying?
I feel you.
You guys, sometimes you have to save people from their self because they don't know how to do it. They can't see the forest from the trees, bro. You know what I mean? So you gotta play park ranger.
I'm reflecting on that right now. You can play lifeguard at the same time. I got you. Now, earlier when we were talking, you were telling me how you wanted to get your story out there. And rather than me just ask you questions or try to guide the conversation, what is it that you want to say that you want people to really know and people to hear?
Anybody could teach you something if you just sit down and talk to them. You can
That
learn
is
from
true.
anybody if you just take the time out and sit down and not be judgmental. And just because somebody looks like something or you think something that you can't, like, you have to be open to life. You have to keep your eyes open, your ears open, especially your heart open. You know what I'm saying? And you can't be closed minded. You closed minded, right? If you closed minded, you won't be able to see the big picture when your mind is in a small frame. See, it's stuff like that where, you sit here and you stunt your own growth and your own development. Because here we go. My anatomy and physiology teacher, Dr. Johnson, because I am a certified medical administrative assistant, right? So he told me something while I was going to school. This was about 2011, so it's about 15 years ago. He said, and I quote, learning is a lifelong process. And once he said that, my whole perspective changed. I became a sponge after that. Anything I don't know, and I find out I just learned, no matter what it is.
The biggest thing is taking whatever information you have and just running with that, learning from that, improving from that, eating the meat and spitting out the bones. Inhale good shit, exhale bullshit. That's the way to go.
Right.
And one thing that I learned from you is that you can't judge a book by its cover because a lot of times people look for the person who's overly articulate, who speaks a certain way, dresses a certain way, and so forward. And do you feel that people kind of like judge you because your verbiage might be a little bit different? You don't dress like people expect you to dress to be successful. Does that like bother you or anything like that or anything, or how do you handle that?
Because I spit bars, right?
I'm ready.
All right, so here go an old bar that I said back in the day. I said I could rock a Dickie suit and chucks and get bucks and dick sucks from bitches like I'm wearing a tux. You understand what I'm saying? See, I could sit here and hit you either way. When I came out of jail, I went through a program called the Strive Program, where we had to dress up every day, slacks, ties, shirts, shoes, all that stuff. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's funny. They gave me a whole different perspective on how you dress and people treat you.
People definitely judge you by how you dress,
And
and I
I
don't
was
get it.
downtown wearing them shoes, and I look good in anything I wear, bro. To be honest, because I take pride in how I look and the way I carry myself. Because I made the clothes don't make me. You understand what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
And it's not
So
saying
that,
that your clothes are bad. It's just that people have
yeah,
expectations of what they think success looks like, and that is
right.
further from the truth. And one thing that I see too is as I'm in different circles, people wear whatever the hell that they want to wear and they'll be fine. But I feel like with the minority experience, sometimes I don't always have that luxury where I've even dealt to where I remember going into a store, I spent thousands of dollars there. And a lady came up to me. She said, "Excuse me, sir. Those items are full priced. The clearance items are on the other side." She does not know my circumstances or anything like that. And then I realized before when I would go to those neighborhoods and I would wear a polo shirt or a button down and some slacks, everybody was very friendly to me. They were willing to help me out. But as I got older, I feel like I should not. I mean, there's certain situations where I will dress up for, but I feel like I should not have to put on a certain uniform or costume or whatever the hell you want to call it just for somebody to treat me with dignity, respect, to treat me right. So it's not the clothes that make the person. It's the person that makes the person.
And see, but in all actuality, right, we're gonna keep this a thou wow, right? We're gonna keep this a thou wow. People are very judgmental. People are still racist. People are still minding other people's business. People still think they know every fucking thing. You understand what I'm saying? So with all those factors going into things, it always got somebody looking at you sideways. And I'm gonna tell you, how about this? People just plain out fucking nosy.
You got that right. People don't know how to mind their business.
And then here we go. We're in a day and time where there's no privacy no more. People are quicker to pull out their phone and record you than actually fucking helping you.
That is true. It's just like, why are you recording? Help that person.
And this is what I'm
It's
saying.
interesting too.
I just watched and I actually just watched that on Instagram last night, where Shorty was taping the girl pushing her car, and she talking about where the men had to help her, and you've been taping Shorty from the beginning, and didn't even say, Shorty, you need some help. You ain't even take your car and help push her with your car, but you taped her the whole time and try to blame men for this. I don't understand that, bro. Everybody's caught up in their phones nowadays. That's why when you ask me about social media and stuff like that, I actually started making more moves. That's where my success started coming in at. Once I got off the social media, that's when everything started falling in line and getting in order for me. Once I stayed off of social media, I disappeared for a good little minute.
Yeah.
And then guess what I did? I would pop up when some shit new happened. If you go back, I'd be like, I got the job. Or then you see me, I got a certificate in this. Or I got a something in that. Or I got another. Every time. Every time. Like I got off of there and I got busy, bro. Because I'm not sitting here keep looking at all these other people doing goofy shit. They ready to get a grandmama heart attack for some likes. They damn near killed my
Damn.
mom.
Yeah.
over some fucking
And
like
you
you done almost put grandmama in the hospital. They done put they about to lose their job because they doing stupid shit at work just to get some fucking life.
and they're too busy trying to push a false image of what they want people to think that they are. And you know what kind of like really pisses me off? Well, it's something that you said earlier that made me think about this. People are quick to call the cops or interject themselves in some bullshit that doesn't even matter. But when it's time to actually help somebody out, they go, "Ooh, I want to respect their privacy," or they record and don't help out when it matters. And that shit just pisses me off.
I'm gonna tell you something. I've been saying this, and anybody that talked to me, I've been saying this for the past couple of years. The time that we in is perception versus reality. It's the way shit looks versus how it really is. You know that this bull broke, but he on Instagram fronting like he got it all. You know this couple fight like cats and dogs. They got domestic violence cases, and they on this joint smiling and cheating like they the happiest couple in the fucking world. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because this is perception versus reality. Because you can be who you want them to think you are versus how that shit really is. Shorty been fucking everything moving, but she be acting like, oh man, I'm waiting for Mr. Right, and you know, and ain't nobody getting it. Like, come on, Shorty. Like, it's just so much stuff going on, bro. Like, it's just so much stuff going on because social media done tainted everything. I've been saying that Facebook was the devil. I've been saying Facebook was the devil years ago. If we sat here and we dug really in my crates on my Facebook post, man, you see that I was on shit before it even happened, man. I was predicting shit. I was already calling stuff before it even happened. Like if that was the stock market, I'd be a gazillionaire, cuz. If it was the stock market, I'd be a gazillionaire. I wouldn't have to work no more for
I
the rest
believe
of my
you.
life. Because it's like I know the ebbs and the flows, man. See, and I'm going to tell you something. Book smarts don't teach you that. That's you reading the room. That's you seeing the stuff that's happening before it happens. See, the intellectual part, that's the book smarts. The gangster shit is the street smarts. So that's why I got the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying?
So you made me think of something. So, what do successful people from tough backgrounds understand that others often miss?
They know what the struggle feel like. They know what it really feels like to struggle and get it from the mud. They really know how to appreciate some shit, bro. They really knows how that shit feel to be the underdog. When people counting you out or they looking at you like, no, he ain't gonna do it. No, he ain't gonna make it. She ain't gonna pull that off. And then bam, got your ass. With all the hate,
Yeah.
with all the funny looks, with all the bullshit even. And the crazy part is, right, it be from the motherfuckers the closest to you.
Ain't that some shit?
And you know why, right? I used to tell my ex this all the time, right? I said, I ain't worrying about nobody else hurting me but you. And she was like, why? What you mean by that? Why you say that? Because I'd be like, look where you at. She laying next to me in the bed. Or she's sitting there serving me my food. Or she's sitting there riding in the car next to me. Look where you at. You the closest one to me. You could do the most fucking damage to me.
Yeah.
I'm asleep, bitch. You can smother me in my sleep. You feeding me. You can poison me. You ride next to me. You can grab the steering wheel and then... You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why betrayal from people that's close to you hurts the most. The closer it is to you, the more it hurts. I'm not worrying about that person over there trying to do something to me because that person is over there. It's this motherfucker that I be sitting there going to the club with and having in my crib and, you know what I'm saying, we going shopping together or going on trips or all that type of shit. That's the person that's going to kill me for real, for real. That's the person that's going to hurt my feelings the most. Because look what I did. I let you in my world and look what you did while you was in it. You fucked it over.
And that sucks just to even know that the people that are closest to you are usually the ones that fuck you over. It's crazy. That's a shame.
And that's why I say that fuck shit is fuck shit. And the closer it is, the fuckier it is. If that's even a word.
The word today.
The fuckier it is. The closer it is to you, the fuckier it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just how that goes. You know what I'm saying? That's why people talking about access, letting people have access to you. And that's a very truthful fact. That's why I say, and this is my thing on this, I gotta fuck with you for you to fuck with me.
Yes.
Just like us having this conversation. I had to fuck with you for you to fuck with me. And I appreciate this, matter of fact. And I told you when we said to start recording, I told you that. This is how I feel when I'm in the studio. I tell the engineer, like, whatever I start spitting on his mic, record this shit because it could be platinum at any moment.
What were you doing in the studio before?
Rapping.
And one thing that I've always liked about you is that no matter what you've been through, what environment that you're in, or anything like that, you're always authentically yourself. You're not changing for nobody. You're not putting on no front, no show, no nothing. And you're just you. And a lot of people don't have that. And I respect that about you.
And I appreciate that. And I'm gonna tell you something, right? You wanna know what's crazy?
What's that?
It come to find out I get it on. I get it honest. I get it from my dad. My dad, right? My dad died from cancer, so fuck cancer in 24. And what's so ironic is his funeral was the same day as my little daughter's birthday.
Damn.
How about that? The circle of life. I had a
Yeah.
funeral and a birthday in the same day. And that's what helped. That's what kept me. That's what helped me keep it together, right? And so I said a poem at his funeral. And the crazy part is, while I was saying the poem, I was realizing I was talking about myself at the same time. Ain't that something?
I feel like sometimes I feel like that I think I'm doing stuff for other people. And a lot of times I'm doing it for myself without even realizing it.
Yeah. And like I said, we was having that conversation before. How, like I said, how I have conversations with people, and I also find out about myself, and it helps me. It sets off light bulbs about myself and about my character and about my needs and wants and my perspective on things. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an honest, genuine conversation between two humans. Nobody's judging nobody. Nobody's better than nobody. Nobody's bigger than nobody. Nobody's smarter than nobody. You understand what I'm saying? No matter what backgrounds we're from, we're just two people having an honest discussion on life.
Yeah. That's all
What
it
we're
is.
going through, how we see things. And like, here's the thing, right? It's cool to disagree. But see, what I don't, the one thing when the people say is we agree to disagree. No, we don't. I hate that shit. I hate that saying. We just disagree. How do we agree to disagree? No, we just disagree.
What would you say instead then? Just I disagree and leave it at that?
We dis- we
Okay.
disagree because guess what? We're not agreeing. Are we agreeing about disagreeing? No, we have two different aspects, two different perspectives, two different morals, values, whatever the case may be. So we don't see eye to eye right now. So we not agreeing that we disagreeing. No, we just disagree because we can go back and forth like tennis about the situation and don't
All
nothing
day.
move. And
Nothing
guess what?
changes.
And guess what? And guess what? We ain't agree on shit and none of that. So no, we just straight up disagreed.
I think it's okay to have different perspectives, different viewpoints, and not agree on something. Like, why do you have to agree on everything with everybody? That's the part of being human. We are all different. We have different core values, different upbringings, different life experiences. We're not going to agree on everything. And I really hate the fact that now that my observation with people are, if you don't agree with me, then they label you as the enemy and they start talking down to you. And if you're not going to agree with me, they just treat you like shit, and I don't understand that.
Like I said, going back to Facebook, I had a saying for that. It's all documented. This what I'm saying. Like this is just crazy because you know what I said.
What's that?
I said just because we don't see eye to eye, don't mean that we can't look at each other.
Damn, that's deep.
For the people in the back, just because we don't see eye to eye, doesn't mean that we can't look at each other.
For the people in the overflow section, we're talking to you too.
So you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just wish I'm hopeful that with time that society will get to a point to where we can do that. And I feel like the more we have these conversations, that helps. Also, the way that we raise our kids and the values that we instill into them, hopefully they can take that thought process and carry it along. But it's just rough right now. I don't know what I know what to think. I was about to say I don't know what to think. I do know what to think. I don't like it. It's sad. Um, I wish people were better than that. And hopefully the future improves. But it's kind of hard to envision that when People are just fighting, talking down to each other, ostracizing people, demonizing others for having a different point of view. We're human. We were meant to be different.
You know what? But here's the thing, right? Let me hit you in the head with this one. Let me hit you in the head with this one. What do they call the whole human thing? Human what? Humankind.
Humankind.
That's what everybody is supposed to be in this world. Humankind. Kind to all humans. Mankind, womankind, humankind. This is what everybody's supposed to be in the world. On this whole motherfucking planet, everybody's supposed to be humankind. You just spoke the very opposite.
Are you hopeful that we'll ever get to that point?
Hopeful. Bro, they gonna have to wipe everybody off and start over. Cause everybody gone now. Everybody we at an all-time low right now, bro. As far as human race. We at all-time low. And see, everybody wants the same thing, but everybody just go about it different ways. Everybody want to be rich and famous and secure and comfortable and have a nice job and be able to take care of their kids and not have to work and still be this, that, and the third. So they doing everything other than sometimes the right thing. They trying to take shortcuts. You know what I'm saying? But see, them shortcuts ain't always the best way to go because your sneakers get dirty. You might got to go through a thorn bush, climb over 6 walls. You don't know what that shortcut going to consist of.
Sometimes shortcuts turn into long cuts.
Man, shortcuts will cut your ass. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you might
I
gotta
don't
go
want
through the
nobody to
thorn
cut my
bush.
ass. I don't want that.
You might gotta go through the thorn bush because it's a shortcut. You might gotta jump through the yard with the 3 big dogs in it. Like you understand what I'm saying? Exactamundo. You ain't gotta worry about catching the dog. You know what I'm saying? Worry about dog catching your ass.
It made me think some people never had a dog chase them and had to run on top of somebody's car, and it shows.
Been there, done that. And I'm gonna tell you something. There's times where, and then guess what? I'm to the point where now I'm not even scared of dogs. Cause I'm a big dog my motherfucking self. So they already released. See, they already, and that's crazy. Cause when I just came from downstairs, a dog came right off the elevator. I said, "Hey, what's going on, killer?" And started petting him. He started wagging his tail. I don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worrying about none of that. That's one thing I ain't. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm built for whatever happens in life. That's why people don't believe I'm about to be 50 this year.
I didn't even believe that. I'm like, wait, what? I did not know
I'm
you were
about
that.
to be, yeah, if anybody, by December 21st, I'll be 50, I'll be half a man. You know what I'm saying? So it still sound weird to me. Cause I got so many homies that's gone. I got so many people that I miss right now. You understand what I'm saying? That won't be here to celebrate with me. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but still I'm living for them too. I know they proud of me. Anybody that know where I came from, know what I've been through, man, to where I'm at right now, they proud of me. And people stay telling me that. They be in my inbox. And especially when they see me putting up my videos and my posts and all that, they really know me and know what I've been doing, what I've been doing with, and what I'm doing now. They proud of me.
Well, let me ask you a question. If the younger version of you, the one going through the struggles and everything, could see you today, what would they be most proud of?
The struggle. Everything I've endured. Everything I put up with. Everything I triumphed over. Everything I've overcome. Everything I've dealt with head on and came out on top. That right there, that part, the moxie. The moxie. Like I said, I had to sit here and come up with a lot of solutions to a lot of fucking problems. And the crazy part is, not just my own. I had to actually stop. Like it took me like a year or two ago to stop taking on other people's problems because that was adding stress. I was sitting up playing a game at 3 o'clock in the morning. I used to smoke weed. I was smoking weed, and I had on all my clothes, and I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Cause it's like I'm waiting for my phone to ring, or it's like I'm waiting for to go rescue somebody that I couldn't even relax. It's 3 o'clock. I got on. I'm talking about shoes and socks, everything. And I said, man, I'm tripping. I said, I'm tripping, cuz. I said, I'm supposed to be having on some pajamas with my toes, wiggling my toes, chilling. And guess what? They fight. It's not my fight. It's not. It's not. And I had to really realize that. As much as I love people and I want to do right by people and help people out. I want to see, because I sincerely want to see everybody do good. I sincerely want to see everybody prosper. But here's the thing. Here's the little. As long as what you doing not interfering with what I'm doing, then we okay. And guess what? That goes for anybody in the world, y'all. Even you. As long as what you're doing don't interfere with what I'm doing and what I got going on, we have no problems. None. And that's anybody on this God's green earth. From here to Zimbabwe, brother. Because that's the last letter I can think of. We'll just see. No stops in between. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But everybody I want to see prosper and do good, take care of their family, and you know what I'm saying, try to achieve whatever goals they have. That's why I make my little motivation pool, because I sincerely want to see everybody happy.
Before we wrap up, I'd like to leave listeners with one final thought. For somebody who's listening right now, someone who's been through some hard knocks, had to learn lessons the hard way and still try to figure it out, what would you want them to remember? What's the message you would like them to leave with today?
That's a good question. What would I want them to leave? For all the people that have been through the struggle, that haven't figured it out, they're still trying. Keep the faith. Because that's what I did. Especially in yourself. Keep the faith. I don't know who you believe in, whether it's God, Buddha, Allah, Jesus, you know what I mean, Jehovah, like whoever you believe in, keep the faith. But mainly, keep the faith in yourself. That you're going to make it, that you're going to overcome, that you're going to figure it out. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain that I realized in life, man, life got a funny way of working itself out.
You got that right.
You just got to believe it. Because believing, yeah. Seeing is believing. Doing is achieving. You know what I'm saying? So, on that note, just keep the faith. Like I said, especially in yourself. That's what I did. And that's why we were able to have this conversation.
Today's conversation is a reminder that intelligence comes in many forms. Some people learn from books, some people learn from mentors, and some learn from life itself. The intellectual gangster isn't defined by where they started, what obstacles they face, or what people assumed about them. They're defined by their ability to adapt, overcome, learn, and keep moving forward. It's the person who turns setbacks into lessons, pressure into growth, and struggles into wisdom. No matter where you're from, what you've been through, or where you're headed next, your experiences have value. Your story has value. And the lessons you've learned along the way may be the very thing that helps someone else find their path. Thank you for joining us on Hidden in Plain Sight. If today's conversation resonated with you, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. And remember, success isn't about where you started. It's about what you do with it and what life gives you. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep showing up as yourself. Be kind to yourself and give yourself grace. And most importantly, remember to love yourself for just the way that you are. Have a good day, friend.